All right, everybody. Guess what? I turned 50 years old on Monday. So I am having a great birthday weekend, but I was just given the best birthday present ever. I had an athlete who I'm experimenting with a little bit and he rocked it out. So once we have our A events, once we get all that pressure out of the system and all that great stuff, I love to experiment with new clients and old clients, right? So the experiment could be anything like, hey, let's go a few extra weeks. Let's dig a little deep. Let's just see how big of a hole we can dig before you pop. That could be an experiment. For this this athlete's experiment, he was headed off for a vacation. So at the last minute, I said, here's the workout for Friday. You're taking off Saturday. Here's your workout for Friday. 5 hours endurance, zone 2. Perfectly paced. Start at zone 2, 5 hours later, end at zone 2. Then your last hour, hour 6, I want an hour of tempo. All right, so we do these hour of power workouts. It's one of my it's one of my favorite workouts, right? Where you take this hour and you do an hour at tempo. But in the base period, I usually have those at the beginning, and then as we move through the base period, those hour powers are in the center of a long workout. And then at the when you're getting ready to race, preparing for a race, we put that hour of power at the end. And so let's look and see how this guy did. So first of all, as you can see, so what's the goal of this? This is the workout. He did a total of 6 hours and 5 minutes. And a total average of 225. But after a brief little warm up right here, what does he do? He rocks it out. So if we just look at this little section right here, 219 watts. We look at this little section right here, 216 watts. So basically from start to hour 4, he is still at 220 watts. And then, he has to take a break, nature break, get water and all this stuff at hour 4. I would have liked to have seen this little break maybe right in here, but he was fine. And then he jump back into some endurance, and then he's 219. And then let's look at this last hour that he does. And, it's 266 watts for almost an hour. But here's the kicker. I had him do all of these bumps. And so I wanted him to do all of these bumps, all these little threshold efforts in that last hour, which he knocked out. So everything was fantastic for this. Look at his time in zones, right? His heart was perfect. He did everything just absolutely perfect. Look at his time in zones right here, which is crucial. Most of this workout, 45% was in zone 2. Then he has, an hour and 45 in tempo. Now, where does all of this come from? Why does he have a little bit more? Well, let's look at this. Let's look at this. Let's look at this elevation. He's in the mountains of Pennsylvania. So what does he do? He's going up, right? He's going down. He's looking at these massive rollers, right? But look at this VI, 1.04. He paced this perfectly. He kept on the gas. Going up here, he had let's look at this. So going up here, he is at 216 watts. Going down, let's look at this. 213 watts. That's amazing. That's how to do results out there on the road. Let's think about what happened in the past few stages in the Tour de France. Tom Pidcock, he's jamming it. His last hour of this massive ride up to Alpe d'Huez is his strongest of the entire ride. Jonas Vingegaard, a few days earlier, the last 36 minutes of his ride, so he's out there for basically 5 hours, and then the last hour that he has to do, the last 36 minutes to take the yellow jersey, he's at 6 watts per kilogram for 36 minutes after 5 hours of work. This is how to race, people. And this athlete who has never done anything like this before, he's a new athlete to me. He's a new athlete to coaching. We've only been together for 7-8 months. This is our first season together. This athlete rocked it out. Best birthday present ever. Couldn't be more happy. Thanks, Joe.